to start recording. Awesome. All right, guys. Well, welcome. This is, like I said in my email, I hope my email made sense yesterday. I've gotten a few questions already from folks, but what I kind of want to go through today, the three things that I'd like to have done before our time wraps up is I want to look at where and what you can find on Canvas, kind of my expectations for the week, and then kind of talk about grading and where we're going from there. So what I'm going to do now is I hopefully should be able to share my screen with you. And all right, so let's go into Canvas here. So as I pointed out to you guys yesterday, as you should have seen, I've enabled this announcements feature, and I think a lot of teachers have done this. The purpose of announcements is it kind of puts everything right at the top of your home screen. What I've done is I've enabled the announcements to kind of show the three most recent announcements there. So what I posted yesterday, again, has kind of like what the outline for this week is. And I kind of feel that, kind of putting it there is a quick snapshot. Obviously, you guys saw this afternoon when I posted the link to Zoom. What I'm thinking, what I'm anticipating is in the morning, at some point that I will post, a link or something for discussion there in those announcements. The second thing that I added to our page is this remote learning. And I just put this at the top because I wanted kind of like a dumping ground for you guys to have like where everything kind of goes. So the schedule for this week, guys, I want to kind of keep up with what I said before we left for spring break. So we're going to look at chapter 14, which is political parties. My expectation is that you're working through the chapter on your own and that you're going through those guided reading questions. It's the same as before break, 50 questions. You can answer them at your own pace and kind of go from there. I put the link to the practice quiz there just so it's handy and easy for you to find. Those are just for your own practice. And then here's the link to the FRQ. Now, originally this was going to be your interim for chapter 14, which was an argumentative essay. My understanding is that all assignments need to be included in that formative category. So what I'm planning on doing is during our discussion time on Friday is to kind of talk you through the argumentative essay that I have posted there. So it would be helpful if you did it prior to. If not, and you wanted to just kind of hop on and kind of follow along, we can go from there. I've included the course resources that we have there. So all of the guided readings, if you wanted to go through those, links to the practice questions, links to the practice quiz, your FRQ is linked there as well. I also put, your final review guide and those WAPLS practice quizzes. So that's kind of where those things are right now. Stop here. All right, is everyone kind of comfortable with where you can find things? Okay. I see Morgan has his book, good. So again, kind of keep your eyes peeled on those announcements. That's going to be where the most recent information will be found. Everything that I have, I'm going to dump on that remote learning page just so it's all there for you. What we're doing right now is I'm recording this. As soon as I'm done, it downloads to my computer. I'm going to upload it to YouTube, and then I will post the link. Got a question about what time will the Zoom meetings be? I know a lot of teachers have kind of locked in at we're going to meet at this time every day. I'd like to, but I know you guys have other classes as well. So let's shoot, tell you what, for right now, and I'll post this tomorrow in announcements. Let's shoot for 11 a.m. tomorrow. What I'd like to do tomorrow is kind of go through the bare necessities of chapter 14. I'll have some notes. I'll post them. Again, if you can join, great. If you cannot join, the YouTube link will be posted as soon as I'm done there. But right now, guys, I just want to keep in mind, we're going week to week. Okay. I don't want to get too far ahead because things obviously, as you've seen, have changed every day. Um, my expectation would be for this week that you've read and gone through chapter 14 political parties, you've answered the guided reading questions, and that you've attempted the FRQ. That's my expectation for you this week. If you can join us in these live conferences, great. If you cannot, check back later in the afternoon or later at night, and you can get you can watch the YouTube link that I will post there. As far as grading, I've gotten a lot of questions about grades. So at this point in time, the communication that I've received is that it's very similar to what we had when we left. Everything needs to be formative. Nothing's really there to hurt your grades. So the best scenario that I was able to kind of come up with, and Mr. Vanderveer and I are on a similar page with this, is that everything you're doing will get a score. But it's not, I don't want to go through and put scores in right now and all of a sudden you're not doing well because remote learning doesn't work for you. I totally get it. Remote teaching doesn't work for me. So that's why I went to the T, meaning turned in, or I, meaning incomplete. So the T in the grade book tells you and tells your parent that, yeah, the T tells you and your parent, listen, I've turned in the assignment. Mr. Fleet has seen it. It goes into the book. It's not impacting your grade one way or the other. The incomplete, and I'm not looking necessarily to put incompletes in until probably Fridays. And the incomplete just says, I have not seen it yet. Again, it doesn't impact your grade negatively or positively either. When this is done, or when we get more clear direction as to what we are to do, I will go back and put those scores in. Incompletes, I have to assume that out of 140 kids, there's going to be some of you, I've already gotten emails that like my parents' job, they need to be online all day. I totally get it. The incomplete pretty much means you can come back and do this at your own time, at your own pace. But if you are looking to have some sort of regimented schedule, I'm looking at about a week at a time. So at this point, yes, you will get a score. Yes, there are scores awarded for it. But unfortunately, we don't know what we're dealing with here, really. And I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, and I don't want to tell you one thing or another. So does that make sense in regards to grading? Okay. Last thing in regards to the AP test itself. I posted a link there on Canvas for the College Board under coronavirus. At this point in time, it does not appear that anyone will be taking the test in person this year for any AP test. My understanding, and I will get more clarity, the same with everyone else in the country, on April 3rd. So that's next Friday. They are going to post 2 different testing days, and you will have the opportunity to do a modified test at home on your device. I don't know what that looks like yet, but the only thing I know for sure is that there are no multiple choice questions. And as far as the content is concerned, we have already covered everything that will be on that AP test. We can speculate to what it is. There are some teachers that think they have an inside track. They don't. The only thing that we know is that everyone will have, or every course is given 2 testing days. You have the option of which one you want to take. No one is testing in person. It's going to be about a 45-minute free response. So whether that's 1 question, 2 questions, I don't know what that looks like yet. We won't know until April 3rd. So that's kind of what we're going to look at. We're going to continue. I think it's important to finish out the text here this week or the next few weeks. And we'll have more information. We'll have more information coming up on April 3rd when College Board, but you can follow along online on that website I posted as well. There's going to be some online tutoring sessions that they have posted. I think there's one tomorrow. I'll post all the information to you as well. And again, it's one of those things you don't need to be there live in which to do it. So to recap, check the announcements. That's the most recent information. all video conferences. If you can join, great. If you can't, watch for the YouTube link. The remote learning page will have all of your resources. The AP test will know more information on April 3rd. And for this week, your expectations are chapter 14. So tomorrow at 11, maybe 15 minutes before, I'll post a reminder to say, hey, we're going to log in. I will go over the bare minimum of chapter 14 political parties. Take the guided reading questions on Canvas at your convenience. Any questions that you guys might have? Nothing? Okay. All right. Well, I'll end it like this. Like I said, once I end this, I'll stop recording. And then we will, I'll post the link, the YouTube link when it's done. I just ask that you guys remain flexible. I really miss all of your faces. I really wish we could be doing this in person. But hopefully we can sooner than later. And I think a lot of that has to do with the actions that we take. So stay home, stay safe. If you have questions, please email me. Like I told you in the email yesterday, I will be online every day, guaranteed, between 10 and 11:30, and between 2 and 3:30 every day. So my hope is, if I don't respond to your email in the morning, I'll get to you in the afternoon. But again, if you have any questions, please email me. If we need to set up a video conference, we can do that as well. So, all right, guys, I appreciate your time. Again, if you have questions, let me know. Be safe, be healthy, and I'll see you tomorrow.